Welcome to Monday Masterclass. I am seeing so many supplements, so many commercials, so many different ways that people are being very strategic about how they want you to buy their supplements. But there are so many things that are missing on those bottles. Because when you go to your doctor and your doctor says that they want you to be on omega 3s or they want you to be on a vitamin D3 or a magnesium. What in the world are they talking about? Well, they don't really get paid too well, probably at all, about the supplement area because it's not a prescription. And so go and find an omega. They'll probably say get any omega 3 as long as it says omega 3 on it. But I will tell you, not all of them that have an omega 3 on the label play the same. So if you would just recline your chair, or if you're driving, don't. If you're listening to this, what I'm trying to say is that this topic is so important to a nurse. It may not be optimal for a doctor to go over this with you, but it is so optimal that it is right. So, in nursing school, we talked about right dose, right route, right time, right patient, all the rights. There are so many rights that there's so many ways to get in trouble, to make sure, you've got to make sure that that patient gets the right medicine. And I will tell you, in the hospital, there are, you're not going to really find too many supplements. You're not going to find them probably unless you brought them home from home. Well, we're not in the hospital, we're not admitted, but I will tell you, I am a nurse that likes to keep you out of the hospital. I really love to do the deep dives that keep you out of having to be in a medical facility for something that could have been preventative, you know, this preventative maintenance, this care that is so important, right? It's so important. I'm stuttering over my words. So, well, let's dive in. So, this is how to stop wasting money on supplements that aren't right for your body. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Masterclass. My name is Connie Street. I am a registered nurse. I'm a multi state licensed registered nurse, and I have more than 30 years of experience helping people better understand their health, their hormones, nutrition, genetics, and wellness. So, if this is your first Monday Masterclass, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I would suggest that you subscribe so that you can find this, because it is so hard to be like, who was that? Because you might be listening to this on someone else's phone and maybe they don't keep track of the history of the videos they watch. But all right. So every Monday, we spend time talking about real health questions that affect real people, because I believe that education is one of the most powerful tools that we have. And yes, being educated, I really feel, can be one of those things that can keep you out of the hospital for something that could have been preventative, right? So, one of my favorite sayings is this: normal doesn't always mean optimal. Do you remember what I was saying in the beginning? Supplements don't really seem too optimal to many providers, especially if they take insurance, because there's really no commission on that. And it's just a little bitty, it's a little bitty section. And if you have a doctor that goes through a multi-level marketing company that actually gets a commission, they're probably more likely to talk to you about it. So just be mindful of that. Any commissions that we get on medication, any commissions we get, I mean, you would want to know, like, hey, am I telling you this because I'm getting a commission, or am I telling you this because this is optimal for your health, or both, right? So, well, is someone not telling you about them because, eh, you know, really insurance doesn't hit too hardy on supplements, because I mean, unless you're using your flexible spending account, but then that's still you spending your own money, and the insurance doesn't tell you how to spend your own money, right? Okay. So before we get started, I'd like for you to imagine something. Picture yourself opening your kitchen cabinet or your supplement cabinet. Maybe you have one bottle. Maybe you have five bottles. Maybe you have an entire shelf dedicated to vitamins, powders, gummies, protein shakes, probiotics, green drinks that maybe you were influenced by an influencer because they look good, so you want to look good. Somehow magically they feel fantastic, so you think you're magically going to feel fantastic because they help their bloating or their XYZ, when actually your problem's something different, but we'll get into that. What about if you have a shelf dedicated to collagen or magnesium, fish oil, turmeric, mushroom blends, adaptogens? I mean, who knows what else? Now ask yourself this question. Do you actually know why you're taking any of those? Do you know why you're drinking them, except for if it was an influencer that influenced you to do it? The fish oil, again, is that something that your doctor asked you to do because it was for your heart health? Mm, we're going to dive into to fish oils. We're going to dive into quality and efficaciousness, right? For sure. All right, we'll move that little thing there. So, did someone recommend it? Did you hear about it on TikTok? Did you see an Instagram reel? Did your friends tell you that it changed his or her life? Did you see someone in an MLM tell you that everyone needs it? Multi-level marketing is really good at digital sales. They're really good at making sure that they use those powerful words that just tingle your ear that says you absolutely need it. Did a podcast convince you? Or maybe you walked through Costco and thought that sounds healthy. I've seen the ginormous bottles of omega 3s and I want to gag. I that is honestly the truth. So, um, most people don't intentionally waste money on supplements, but I do feel that they are trying to improve their health. So yay for that, right? Kudos all the way for trying to improve your health. But let's just see if some of this can help you save some money. So I understand that you're trying to have more energy, better sleep, reduce inflammation, lose weight, support those hormones, or protect your heart, feel younger. There's nothing wrong with wanting these things, but there is a problem. The supplement industry has become incredibly noisy. Every day we're told this supplement changes everything. You need this one. This one burns fat. This one balances hormones. This one boosts immunity. This one detoxifies your body. This one reverses aging. Oh my gosh. And after hearing enough of those messages, people start collecting the bottles, right? Not because they're careless, but because they're hopeful. And I get it. Hopeful, it sells. It actually, the hope that it will do something actually makes you buy. And unfortunately, marketing often sounds louder than science. So tonight I want to help change that, because my goal is not to convince you to buy more supplements. My goal is to help you become an educated supplement consumer when necessary. If you want to understand what you're taking, why you're taking it, whether it's appropriate, whether it's high quality, whether it's necessary, and whether it's actually worth your hard earned money. I've seen some of those white labeled products. I know them. I can see them a mile away. I can know that some influencer, some celebrity bought the white label, and since they're, famous, the product is, $39, but it can actually be the same product that is at Dollar Tree for, $5, because Dollar Tree doesn't just sell dollar items now. So because supplements, they can actually be super expensive, very expensive. I've met people spending hundreds of dollars every single month on supplements. Woohoo for the MLMer that is doing that, because he or she is working really hard. But just remember that Some people are spending well over $1,000 each year, but here's something that surprises many people. Sometimes they're taking 3 or 4 products that contain the exact same ingredients. They're paying for duplicates without even realizing it. Over here, this XYZ product, make sure you get on a subscription for that. And then over here, this other product, make sure you get on a subscription for that when you could actually just take one. So, and you're paying for duplicates without even realizing it, or taking nutrients that you don't actually need, or taking supplements that may interact with medications that you already take, especially ones that are prescribed by your doctor. What about taking those high quality supplements? There is a time and place for that, and I absolutely agree. There is a time for high quality supplements, and there's just times where I'm like, why is this price like this? There's just this simple ingredient, and you could actually get it out there in your backyard. So I'm just saying, I don't understand. So I understand that there are people that are taking supplements for a problem they don't actually have, for an issue they don't actually have. This is why education matters. One of the things I tell clients is this: more supplements do not automatically equal better health. Your doctor is not going to look at your medicine cabinet and go, "Whoa, Kelly, you are doing so good. I'm so proud of you, Kelly. You're doing such a fantastic job, Sam. Way to go. That really is showing me that you really are taking really good care of yourself." Because sometimes better health comes from fewer supplements, actually. The ones that are chosen more intently. So there's exactly this point that I'm trying to make tonight is, what exactly is a supplement? I mean, why don't we talk about it? That's a really good point. A supplement is intended to supplement the diet. That is it. A supplement supplements your diet. If you don't like fish, fish is gross. It's so icky. You are more than likely going to need maybe an omega-3 supplement, right? Because it's not going to be in your diet. It's not designed to replace a balanced eating pattern. This isn't the Jetsons. This isn't that one episode where they took a capsule and that was their meal for the day and they took it before work. Does anybody remember that? It was just, I still remember that whenever I think of the supplements and the way that people eat and drink these days. I'm like, okay, but you really want to chew still. You really want to eat still. You want to, I mean, there's so many things going on in this world that I'm like, you want to eat non-GMO. I get it. But just be mindful that there are supplements that you can be taking that can be genetically modified. So it's the ick factor for me. So it is important to remember that supplements are not all created equal. 2 bottles sitting next to each other on a store shelf, they may both say vitamin D, but they are not necessarily the same. They may differ in quality, not just the number on the back where it says the milligrams, okay? Because they may differ in purity, potency, manufacturing standards, absorption. What about those inactive ingredients? Ew. If you have celiac disease, um, they used to say and other natural ingredients. Some of them still do. Some of those and other natural ingredients used to be gluten just to make the ginormous mm, pill to be the tablet to be large to make it look like it's got it going on, because how dare this ginormous pill that everybody would know it to be ginormous, how dares theirs be smaller? And they're like, I don't think that actually has everything in it because your tablet is way smaller than this brand over here. Well, I'm all over testing, even where the raw ingredients came from. That's why price alone, it does not tell the whole story. Sometimes the least expensive products they're really not a bargain either. And sometimes the most expensive product isn't necessarily the best either. Well, let's dive into it. One of the biggest mistakes consumers make is believing that if it's sold in a store, it must have been thoroughly tested before reaching the shelf. Absolutely not. Many people are surprised to learn that dietary supplements are regulated differently than prescription medications. FDA approved, yeah, that's going to be a prescription medication. If you find an FDA approved supplement, please let me know because I highly doubt it's out there. In my 30 plus years of doing this education, I've never seen a supplement be FDA approved. I've seen them be FDA regulated, but that's different. Okay, that's very different. Like hundreds and thousands of dollars, different. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. So, many people are surprised to learn that dietary supplements are regulated differently than prescription medications because manufacturers are responsible for producing products that are safe and are accurately labeled, but products are generally not reviewed for effectiveness by the FDA before they are even sold. You might notice a product saying not federally, whatever that long sentence is, it has to be on a supplement. It just does. If they want to stay um, um, kosher with the legal beagles. So that's one reason independent quality verification can be so valuable. We'll talk more about third party testing in just a few minutes, but the good news is this: you don't have to become a scientist, become a smarter supplement consumer. So all the information that I was just saying, you know, just what was it, a few minutes ago? I'm not saying that you have to become a scientist and you've got to get out your magnifying glass, but I will tell you, don't believe everything you hear. Ask questions. Even ask me questions, okay? Because that's all you simply need to know is what questions to ask. And that's exactly what tonight is about. By the end of this webinar, class, session, whatever you guys call a Monday Masterclass, I hope you'll feel more confident, more informed, and better prepared to make decisions that fit your body, your health goals, and your budget. Because supplements should support your health, not the person who is in the social media group who said that supplement helped her issue. No, 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 no. Who in the world made that person a doctor? And I seriously doubt if you're going to see a doctor punching away at the keys in let's say, a Facebook group where someone's asking about which hormone replacement therapy is everyone using now that we're 50. I, I seriously doubt if you're going to see that. More likely, the admin is a business owner of a supplement company. Just be ready for that. I've seen them, I've audited them. I have done many a research on these Facebook groups where they're called Women in Menopause. Get answers now, get answers today, all the natural things you need to know about menopause, all these different catchy Facebook titled pages. It doesn't make any sense to why they would not explain to the group that they are a multi-level marketing company that actually wants to house people in a group so that they can tell them about their products that they sell instead of it looking like this Facebook group that is for everyone and anyone, and it's just got these random admins that some of them are bots. I have seen admins that are bots. It is wild days. So that's why we're doing this. So by the end of this class, I hope you feel more confident, more informed, and better prepared to make decisions that fit your body, your health goals, and your budget. It's so worth saying again, okay? Because supplements, they should support your health, not create confusion. And they certainly shouldn't drain your wallet, There are some that do take time. Like, let's just use dandelion, for instance. Well, dandelion's going to need to take its time to grow, and the plant's going to die. A new plant's going to regrow. So just be mindful that that genetically modified ick stuff, yeah, it can be turned over fast because it's genetically made, not for your genetics. It is genetically made. It is genetically modified. It is made from the likeness of something to try to be like something. You know what? You do your research on genetically modified organisms. So I just want you to know it is not the same thing as the thing that the Lord has grown in the ground. It's not the same. Alrighty. So I just believe that your supplements shouldn't drain your wallet. So also be mindful that this is not health and wellness education as far as this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. You should have autonomy in choosing what you want to do. Uh, Follow your doctor's advice. If you are my client, please follow the advisement I've given you. I have done loads and loads and loads of research. All right. So let's continue by talking about one of the the biggest influences on supplement buying today, social media. Absolutely. Social media. Oh my goodness. We are living in a time when health information has never been easier to access. That can be a wonderful thing. And that can also be incredibly confusing. Every day we're scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, podcasts, blogs, and it seems like every day someone has discovered one supplement that changed their life. One person says magnesium cured everything. Another says everyone needs collagen. Someone else swears by those green powders, the ones that have 100,000 followers, you know what I mean? Because a company says, oh my gosh, they have 100,000 followers. People will believe them. They have a wider audience. Just be mindful that there is a time and place to be an influencer. If you don't know it, if you don't know everything about it, and you haven't gone to school for it, and you're not someone who should be, you know, or prescribing, I'm just telling you, influencing in the medical field, I really think should be not tolerated by social media, because when we're talking about vitamins, I was listening to this person say that this particular supplement was going to snatch their jawline and snatch their waist. Now, this is a direct quote. And I thought, oh my goodness, this person is talking about a supplement that can lower someone's blood sugar. And I was like, the only thing that's going to be snatched is that person off the floor, because you told them that they could have this for a weight loss, you know, remedy, and they're drinking it all throughout the day to be so skinny, just like the person on the screen, right? And that's not to be, well, you know what? That it is. This person was literally pointing out their figure, and that drink helped them with that figure, and they were sharing this information, and it was going to help them. No, no, no. That is not, that is not the time. I don't think you're going to see a doctor or a nurse that's, out there just buzzing about giving you which dose you should take. No way. Because there's vitamin D, there's all kinds of um, omegas, and what I mean? Who do you believe? The truth is, most people sharing these recommendations are sharing their experience. So just because you went to Montana and you did this specific thing does not mean that when I go to Montana and I do that specific thing, I'm going to love it. It was your experience. I get it. We're talking about supplements, but it is like that, okay? Because there is nothing wrong. with that person's experience in Montana. I do. I love hearing a good success story, but I will tell you, not every person's experience is not automatically the right recommendation for everyone. Okay. One of the things I teach my clients is this is that personal stories, they do inspire us. I do like for my clients to keep their personal stories inside our hub because that is for them. It is under the medical guise of me. I get to take a look. I get to answer. I get to respond. I get to make sure that there is I provide science behind it. And I also do get to say that if somebody is saying that this particular supplement helped them, I do say, well, let's go ahead and book a call and let's see if that supplement is right for you. I'm so glad that's working for you, Cindy or Stephanie or Matthew or whoever it is, right? Because these are very two different things, someone's personal story and the science. Okay. So let's talk about marketing for just a minute. Have you ever noticed these words on supplement labels? Write it in the comments of which ones that you have heard. Doctor recommended, clinically proven, natural, premium, pharmaceutical grade, advanced formula, maximum strength. Did you know that those phrases are so impressive, but they don't always tell you what they don't tell you what they really need to tell you. Okay. For example, natural. Did you know that poison ivy is natural? Right? Did you know that arsenic occurs naturally? Natural does not automatically mean safe. Now let's talk about doctor recommended. Which doctor? How many doctors? Was there research behind that statement? Or was one physician involved in the product development? Because marketing language can be technically true while still leaving out huge amounts of important context. So now let's discuss clinically proven. Whenever I hear that phrase, I immediately ask, what exactly was studied? What was it clinically proven for? What is that exact supplement? Or just one ingredient inside it? What was clinically proven? The whole thing? Just one ingredient? How many people were in the study? If you're going to do a study like clinically proven, you have to have outliers. You have to state so many different things. You've got to have a PI. You have to have so many different things. Okay. What about, was the study well designed? Were the results meaningful? Are they going to even share with you that information? Because if 4 out of 5 dentists agree, well, how much were those 4 out of 5 dentists paid? And the one dentist that didn't agree, was that the one that didn't get paid or got paid less? Or, I mean, right? So there are different kinds of questions healthcare professionals we do learn to ask. And there are questions you can begin asking too. Okay. Now let's talk about one of the fastest growing influences in health today, influencers. I have nothing against content creators, obviously. Many genuinely want to help people, but remember, many influencers, they are marketers. They are there to market the product that they got for free or that they get amount of monies from, right? Sometimes they're paid to promote the product. Sometimes they earn a commission through affiliate links. Sometimes they are distributors for multi-level marketing companies. Again, there is nothing inherently wrong with that, but it just means that one should ask the important question. Is this recommendation based on what is best for me? Or is it based on what someone is selling? So as a nurse, I want you to become an educated consumer. I don't want you to be a fearful consumer. I mean, not a skeptical consumer who trusts absolutely no one. I want you to be an educated consumer because education helps us ask better questions. So let's imagine two women. Both are exhausted. Both are struggling with weight. Both are having hormone changes. And one starts taking an iron supplement because someone online said it helped them. The other woman starts taking magnesium because her neighbor recommended it. But what if neither one actually needed those supplements? What if one had low vitamin D? What if the other had poor sleep because of elevated stress? Remember, I'm a deep dive nurse. I'm going to ask you those questions first, right? What if one had insulin resistance and there you go with your MLM link and your suggestion that's going to snatch their waistline and next thing you know they're on the floor and they're like, what in the world did she take or he take because they fainted, right? What if one had thyroid issues? Oh my gosh, are you a hormone expert? If you are, you're definitely not going to live in these comment sections of these Facebook groups. And in fact, I either get out of them or I stay in them because they give me content and I see what people are asking. So I really know how to better serve my clients. So I'm like, man, if I'm seeing a post about, this exact same issue 5 times I'm seeing over and over again, then I'm going to use that as information without having to pay Google, hey, what's everybody researching out there? Because people pay a lot of money for that. That's how you get ads. Anyway, I don't do the ads, but that's how you do it. Anyway, that's there's an issue there, right? And I know that there are some people that are guessing, like, should I do the expensive supplement? Should I not? I'm just going to tell you that your supplement should solve a problem. Okay. It shouldn't just simply fill a cabinet. And when you're looking at supplements, I actually had a client who I suggested her this particular supplement. It was for her hormones. And she went on after our visit, she went on to Amazon and she found a higher dose and for a lesser price. For a lesser price. And I thought, nope. If you're going to do that, I do not want you as a client. Because for one, when I recommend a supplement, especially one that's based off of lab results, there's a specific dose that I'm looking at. And just because that one at Amazon actually had more, that could have been really detrimental to her hormone health. Like it could have taken her and done this pendulum swing from one side to the next when actually I was just trying to slowly raise it and for her to be on it for a short while. Because this is someone who I am medically trained to know this information. And it's just so scary that there are people out there that want something cheaper, thinking that lesser price is better. Okay, there you go. I just don't want you to fill a medicine cabinet, okay? And here's one thing I want you to remember that more supplements, more bottles, more all the things, higher dose, all that, it's not always better. I have reviewed supplement cabinets where people were taking 3 different multivitamins. Yikes, by the way, 2 separate magnesium products, multiple immune formulas, and several products containing the exact same ingredients. Now, they weren't doing anything wrong. We're not trying to be punitive, but they simply didn't realize that they were paying for duplicates. Because sometimes we can simplify 12 bottles into 5. Yep. Sometimes we discover that one high quality product replaces 3 lower quality ones. And sometimes we discover that someone is taking supplements that no longer fit their current health needs. That is a big one. It's like, why are you still taking that? Like, why is that? I don't know. It's my doctor told me to take it and it was a supplement. When did he have a stop date? Because if you're taking an omega-3, okay, maybe there's no stop date, but what about this other specific thing right here? What about seasons? Were you supposed to take this much for a specific season? And then when it got into a different season, then you were supposed to take less? Let's have a conversation about that. Okay. So that is one reason why I did create the supplement clarity consultation. It isn't about convincing someone to buy more. It is about helping people understand what you already have. We sit down together for an hour. We review every bottle. I'm a nurse, so I even go over your prescription medications. I even want to know that are PRN as needed, AM, PM, HS, whatever Q24, whatever it is, I want to know it. We discuss why you're taking it. We look for unnecessary duplications. We discuss quality. We discuss timing. And also, we identify questions you may want to take back to your physician, especially if you take prescription medications or have a chronic health condition or two or three. And then I build a plan that makes sense for you because your health deserves way more than a random recommendation. And that is information that I print out. If you have a medical provider that takes a look at this information, I give you a medication list. It is divine. It is great. You can take it and put it in your purse. You can put it in your wallet. It is something that it can be a QR code. There are so many different ways that in the ER, someone will be able to look at this, okay? Because this information, it does deserve thoughtful decision. Now let's move into one of the most important parts of tonight's class. Thank you all. You're doing great. How do you actually know whether a supplement is high quality? So let's talk about third-party testing. Third-party testing is USP, NSF, Consumer Lab, Informed Choice, heavy metal testing, potency, purity, label accuracy. We are going to dive right in and we are going to talk about third party. How do I know if the supplement I'm buying is actually what the label says it is? This is where third-party testing becomes incredibly important. It is most likely 99.9% going to be the choice that I offer for my clients. So one of the biggest misconceptions people have is believing that if a supplement is sold in a store, it must have already been thoroughly tested before it reaches the shelf. Many people are surprised to learn that's not exactly how the supplement industry works. And I'm saying that with a grimace, right? Right? Manufacturers are responsible for producing supplements that are safe and accurately labeled. But unlike prescription medications, dietary supplements are generally not reviewed by the FDA for effectiveness before they are sold. That's why independent quality testing is so valuable. Think of third party testing as an independent quality check. Instead of the manufacturer evaluating its own product, an independent organization tests it against established standards. That helps answer questions like, does this supplement actually contain what the label says? Does it contain the stated amount of active ingredients? Oh, that's so important. Has it been evaluated for certain contaminants, such as heavy metals or unwanted microbes, depending on the testing program? Is it manufactured using quality standards? Now, that does mean every third party tested statement is actually the right statement for you. No. Quality and appropriateness are the two different questions. A supplement can be high quality and it still not be the supplement your body needs. That's why I tell people the first question is this a quality product? No matter which MLM link, no matter which direct sales, no matter which big box store, no matter which pharmacy shop, no matter what it is, the first question that you ask is this a quality product? The second question is this right for me? Is it right for you? Because those are completely different conversations. Some of the independent organizations you may hear about include USP, which stands for United States Pharmacopoeia, NSF International, Consumer Lab, and Informed Choice, which is commonly recognized in like sports nutrition, because each organization has its own testing standard. It has its own focus. So when I recommend supplements, quality absolutely matters to me because if I'm asking someone to invest their hard-earned money, I want them to have confidence that they are purchasing products manufactured with high standards. Remember when I was telling you about the recommendation that I gave for my client, but then she went over to Amazon and found a product that did not have, even on its label, any indication that it was manufactured with the high standards that the product that I recommended to her did. Okay. But here's something even more important. Even the highest quality supplements isn't helpful if it doesn't match your body's needs. That is highly important. Well, here's an example. So let's say two people buy the exact same high quality folate supplement. You're probably knowing where I'm going with this. But one person's body may utilize that form very well. Now, another person may benefit from a different form depending on their genetics, their health history, or even medications. The quality may be excellent, but the fit absolutely may not be. And this is exactly where personalized education, it becomes so valuable. So the same thing is true with iron, calcium, vitamin D3. Oh, be mindful of vitamin D3 with K2 if you have a issue of your blood not clotting very well. Are you taking a vitamin D3 with K2? Let's have a discussion. Okay, what about fish oil, herbal products, adaptogens, and many other supplements? They are not good or bad, they're tools, okay? And just like any tool, the right one depends on the job you're trying to accomplish. Another reason quality matters is because supplements can vary significantly from one brand to another. Two bottles may have the same ingredients listed on the front label, yet the source, the manufacturing process, inactive ingredients, and quality controls, they may vary totally different. But that doesn't mean that the least expensive product is always poor quality. Always go back to those other questions, right? And it doesn't mean that the most expensive product is automatically the best. It simply means that you should be thoughtful consumers instead of impulse buyers. This is one of the reasons why I spend time reviewing supplement quality with my clients because I don't want people buying products based solely on that advertisement, that cute little advertisement of that person who was so sleepy and now that they are out there running and they're playing with their grandkids, right? I want them choosing products because they understand why they're taking them. If I suggest something to my clients, I will tell them what is necessary. It is it age specific and what I recommend. And oh, please tell your doctor, right? Because I want them to feel confident in what they're purchasing. If we're talking about a supplement, I have a supplement. Um, I call it my supplement pharmacy. It is third party tested. It is beautiful. It's wonderful. I love this company. It is really, really nice. So, well, we're going to be diving in offline. We're going to be talking about the different testings that's offered. If you do want to check them out, they're on selfcareuniversityok.com. You are welcome to check out the hormones page. So I would love to thank you all so much for being a part of this Monday master class. This one was a ultra deep dive. We are finishing up the month with this. So we're just really tying it all together. And just remember, normal does not always mean optimal. So I am here for you. Check it out, subscribe, hit the share button, make comments, ask all the questions too. All right, you all have a fantastic one, and I'll see you next Monday.